Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hopefully everybody's doing amazing on this Wednesday morning. And so, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I know plenty of people out there need to hear this. So, I might get some feedback as far as negative comments, but all comments are welcome, I guess. It's an open topic, and once again, I speak from experience. I speak from what I've seen and what I've been through. So with that being said, this goes out to all parents. Just because things didn't work out in the relationship, right? Between the married couple or just boyfriend and girlfriend, whatever, right? But once there's a child involved, it's not about you guys anymore. You have to consider the child's feelings, okay? I know there's plenty of reasons why a couple or a relationship may end, and obviously it will end because either somebody cheated, somebody's not playing their part, somebody is just doing something, being disrespectful, who knows, right? There's so many different reasons of why. Maybe you just never liked the person from the beginning, but yeah, ended up having a child, right? And so I always stress the fact that no matter how much you guys can't stand each other, right? I mean, at one point, obviously, you guys were together. You guys even had a child together. So now all of a sudden, you guys despise each other. You guys can't stand each other for whatever reason. Not saying that you may not have a reason to dislike the other person, but it's ways to go about things. Okay, because once there's a child involved, you have to think about the child's emotions, how the child is going to feel seeing all this animosity between their parents. And then having one parent, right, or probably both parents, who knows, putting the child against the other parent. That is the last thing you want to do. You don't want to, the child is already traumatized to begin with, just seeing all the chaotic stuff that, they see around the house, all the arguing, the bickering, right? And the unnecessary drama. They're already traumatized behind that. And now, after you guys split, to put stuff in your child's head about the other parent, that is the worst thing you can do to your child, because your child is going to be mad at the other person for no apparent reason, just because of what they're going based off what you said to them. And it is unfair for the child to suffer to that extremity, because you as an adult cannot handle your emotions. As an adult, we make choices. We have to learn how to handle our emotions. I've been saying this. We choose how we're going to react. And maybe we don't know any better, and the only way we know how to react is with anger. But anger, have you noticed? Anger does not make anything better. It makes things worse if you haven't noticed. Being angry and being rebellious and being spiteful makes things worse. Just a FYI, in case you didn't know. This is why I really stress the fact that you have to be, patient, forgiving, you for the sake of your child. Doesn't mean that you're gonna forgive somebody who's cheating on you or mistreating you or probably beating on you. Who knows, right? I don't know what the situation is. All I know is if something is not working within the couple, you guys are grown enough to talk it out and say, you know what, things are not working out, but let's work things out for the sake of our child, right? To give our child a better life. We don't want our child to go through what we went through. You guys don't understand the damage you guys are causing to your kids. This caused so much resentment with your child and the other parent because of what you're putting into their heads. And that is so unfair to your child. And that actually speaks so much of you as a parent, that you are willingly making up stories to mess with your child's head. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Do you really love your child? Think about it. You have destroyed your child's brain behind you not knowing how to deal with your emotions. And then to top it off, we want to look at the child when they start misbehaving. We want to belittle the kid when they start doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. When reality, it's our fault as parents. It's our fault as adults, because we should be leading by example. So if you're damaging your child's frame of thought, right? Because they probably had a picture, or they probably had so much respect for the parent, but due to what you put in their heads, now they despise the other parent. So you have caused emotional damage in your child's life. And that is you as a parent who caused that. But we will not admit to our faults. And it is time we start admitting to our faults. Because there are plenty of kids I've spoken to, and I've experienced it myself, like how I said, that reacted out of anger behind what they were put through. This includes joining gangs. It includes turning to drugs. It includes drinking alcohol. It includes to having an I don't care attitude. This was caused by parents' neglection, by parents' selfishness behind up not knowing how to deal with their emotions. They thought it was best to put the child against the other parent because they were in their feelings. Guys, we have to start doing better. We have to start taking responsibility. We have to start leading by example. If not, our kids are going to keep heading in the wrong route. And many times we are to blame as adults because we're not guiding them. Think about how you speak to your child and ask yourself, is it an appropriate way to speak to your child? And I speak to the broken. I speak to people who are broken, who have been broken, who feel lonely, who are numb. Because, as I mentioned, I was there. I've experienced it. I know what it feels like. And I know what it is to be ignored. And so, these are the people I target. Because I want them to understand that you do matter. You do matter. Please, as we get older, we make our own choices. So make sure you always analyze everything. Don't react out of anger, because reacting out of anger will never give you good results. So if you understood how powerful your brain is, how powerful you are as an individual, you will be willing to change. There is better out there than anything you get from the streets. Nothing good comes out of the streets. And if you are hanging around people that are constantly being locked up, and not to talk bad about them, because I know sometimes, again, I've been there, we put ourselves in little situations that we end up, being involved, and we end up experiencing things that we should have never experienced to begin with. So depending on the crowd you hang out with, that's gonna dictate so much about your life. So please choose your crowd, your friends accordingly. Being cool is not the one that belittles somebody else. Being cool is not the one that makes fun of somebody else. Being cool is not the one that jumps other people, that likes to fight. That's not being cool. I get it. Sometimes we have to defend ourselves, so we have no choice. But if you're out there looking for trouble, that does not make you cool. That just implies, that just says that you've been through stuff in your life, that you allowed it to affect you. And it is affecting you to the point that you gave up on yourself. So think about it, okay? Because you have the power to change your situation, your circumstances. Okay, you don't need to go that route. That route will never bring you anything good. Yes, it may be fun for the moment, as we say. What society tends to portray is fun, but it's not. Okay, it's a setup. We are being set up every day. So get yourself together. There's plenty of ways to make money that is not illegal, that is not downgrading yourself. You know, you got to respect yourself as a person, as a human being, especially if you're a female. You might have gone through different circumstances, you know, things that made you feel worthless, or maybe your family members told you this, right? That you're worthless, you're not going to be anything. I've experienced it. But don't allow it to make you do things that's going to downgrade your persona. Always have respect for yourself, okay? Because nobody's going to respect you if you don't respect yourself. And guys, I say everything with love, with respect, and just in hopes that somebody will see this video and be like, you know what, she's right. Or perhaps just say, like, I want to change. Because there is always room for growth. There's always room for a change. And yes, and when you change, you might find yourself alone. But it is better to be alone than to be with a group of people that really don't care about you. That all they want to do is just set you up. Because when you get locked up, nobody looks for you. When you end up in the hospital, nobody goes to visit you. So, in all reality, it is you alone in this world. Just us and God. And trust me, as long as you have God, you will be fine. You will be guided. And I pray that you guys start seeking guidance and leave all that negativity behind. Okay, cool. We fell into the trap, right? Get yourself out of it. Get yourself out of that demonic world. Alright guys, I love you all for the sake of Allah. Peace and blessings. Please stay safe out there. And again, I say everything with all due respect, love, and in hopes to change somebody's life.